me out in V like, but don't talk it all. That's really not the truth, I just don't fuck with y'all. I'm only with a few and yeah, my circle's small. Or either by my Danny Ruger in my drawers. Ain't trying to be no tough guy, it's just time race. The softest niggas gangster in the mid-state. My grandma said you lose, you better fight again. At the age of 13. Okay, now I know why you hate. You mad because I'm playing.
Okay, we back in the building.
I do this every day. Now what you looking at? Hater, what you looking at?
You know haters is looking.
Hater, what you looking at?
And
Okay, I know why you
we got something to talk about. These shows is gonna be pretty exciting. And I can't have a good time. Toy, how you doing today?
I'm good. I'm real good. South Carolina Gamecocks won. Let's go, Dawn Staley. Congratulations.
Hey, yo. Shout out to the Gamecocks.
Yeah. If you've been watching this podcast, you know I've been down with Dawn since the very, very beginning. And I'm just so happy for her and the team. I just don't know what to do. I'm happy today.
Okay. Hey, so yeah, let's go here. Let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. We got a packed show tonight. Start off. Want to thank everybody, man, that's been rocking with us. If you haven't checked out the last episode was the Freaknik episode. What a time to be alive on YouTube. Numbers is doing great. Likes is crazy. Response is good. Go check it out. Toy, Nikki, AZ, they gave their experiences of the Freaknik. So if you haven't been to the Freaknik or wasn't around when it was, go check that episode. They're going to tell you some times that they had.
Thank you, Nikki. Thank you, AZ. It was real fun having y'all here.
Yes. Y'all got to get y'all back on real soon.
Yeah.
Like you said, your Gamecocks. Wow. We have new women's champions.
Yes.
That's right. We have new women's champions. And let me take a moment to get myself together because my LSU Tigers did not make it.
Okay, well, while you get yourself together, let me just say 38-0. History was made. We'll give a shout out to Caitlin Clark. She had a phenomenal season, but let's give it up for 38-0. It has not been done very much. I think they said, I don't know my numbers, Cuddy. You better at looking at stuff than me. So it's been done before, but also they're sending Camila Cordosa to the WNBA draft being a winner. So we know that Caitlin Clark will probably be the number one draft pick, and it is very much understood why. She's a bad girl. I will give her that. But Cordosa should be number two.
So the coach actually gave Caitlin a shout out during the speech.
She did.
She really said some great words about Caitlin, called her a GOAT. If you ever watch Caitlin play, she is very phenomenal. She did a lot for the women's game in the last 3 years. I would really say the last 2 years because that's when she was beginning her just dues. Girl is bad. I would love to see how she's going to do in the WNBA. I want to see if she's going to continue that tear. And who knows who picks her up because I don't really follow the WNBA like I should. So I couldn't tell you who has the number one draft pick. But I do know this. When the WNBA usually drafts somebody that's phenomenal out of college, chances are that team wins the championship within the next 2 or 3 years. I don't know why, but it's like that. So, I can't wait to see great things from her. Angel Reese also declared that she's going to the WNBA. So they're gonna see each other again. And who knows? Might be the same conference, might not. WNBA does have some great players that's coming up in the next couple of years, and we've been fighting to get the WNBA exposure for years. They might just now start getting what Kobe wanted them to get.
Okay, so you got Ice Cube offering Caitlin Clark what, $3 million or $5 million to play in the Big Three?
It was
And
5
then,
million.
okay, then you got Lil Durk that came right behind him and said,
$10
"I'll give you 10." So it looks like they're going to get the exposure that they deserve. Shout out to Angel Reese. LSU is not my team, but I 100% support Angel Reese because she's so vocal. And baby, she say what she mean and she stand on it. And I love it.
Hey, yo, shout out to my dog. She said, and I quote, she said, hey, she's not worried about the next chapter because she knows the writer. Do you understand what she's saying? She's saying she is confident in what she's going to bring to this next level of the game, and she's going to continue to have that swag and that talk. So, hey, you got to love, like I said, with women's basketball, but also just women's sports, period. Because I'm going to give a hometown shout-out, home state shout-out to Clarissa Shields, who's been whooping ass for years and trying to get the women's boxing the notoriety that it deserves, especially coming after Layla Ali. And there's other fighters that's coming after her because she's
Right.
going over to start doing MMA to challenge herself. So, shout out to the women's sports, period, man.
I'd also like to give a big shout out to NIL because that, to me, a lot of people feel like it's a disadvantage for high school athletes and college athletes to have endorsements from name, image, and likeness. But in my opinion, Angel Reese said it's not a matter of making money to her because she's doing that now. So I feel like if she goes to the NBA, she'll just work hard because the money part is already there. To me, it takes away some of the anxiety. So, you know, if you don't come from money,
Yo,
if you don't come from money, right, you wouldn't understand that. But if you, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. If you come from money, you wouldn't understand that. But if you don't come from money, you will understand. If you have the bag secured, then it's a weight off your shoulder and you can kind of relax and the anxiety kind of subsides and you can get to work like you need to. I mean, if most of us didn't have to worry about money, we could have a lot more fun. If most of us didn't have to worry about money, we could be doing a lot of our passion. I mean, more
and
and just
and it also shows the true work ethic that you have if you're not working for something. Because a lot of players, we can even talk about males before the NIL, they would work their butt off to get to the league, to get that
right,
pay, and
right,
then they would fall off, and next thing you know,
right,
they just out the league within 2 or 3 years. But
right.
if you're getting that in college, or even high school, if you're getting that, it's crazy. All right. So next topic, I'm gonna ask you this: who is your favorite NBA player right
LeBron
now?
James,
LeBron
easy.
James.
LeBron
Good,
James, yes.
good, great. I'm glad you said that. So, how do you feel about this? Bronny James has declared for the Excuse me, that was so wrong. The NBA. He's also said that he's going to keep his eligibility to go back to college. But another twist to it though is he's also entering to the portal, the transfer portal,
I heard that.
meaning he getting up out of USC. Now I'm not 100% sure, but his stats is probably like I think like 7 points a game, 6 or 7 points a game. He played a little bit over half the season because of his
hmm
heart issue.
hmm
Do you think he should have came and tried to leave college so soon without really getting his feet wet and proving himself?
First, let me say I think it's too much pressure on Bronny. Period. Period. Point blank, and we know why.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I think some of that pressure came from his dad because his dad said he wants to play with his son, wants to be the first father-son. So,
Right.
do I think Bronny is ready for the NBA? I absolutely do not. And it has not a lot to do with. I know that he was cleared for play, but I just think to me it was a rushed process. So I would want him to stay in school at least another year. Now, he may or may not get the opportunity to play with his dad. Okay, LeBron. LeBron is looking phenomenal. Will they, win the play-ins or whatever it's called in the NBA? I do not know. But LeBron is coming back for the next couple of years. So I just feel like, it was too much pressures, too many eyes and cameras and all that on Bronny. That's what I think. I
Yeah.
think I think that youngest boy is nice.
Oh,
Bryce.
Bryce. Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
nice.
Bryce.
Um, I don't think LeBron will get the opportunity to play with him. And so he may not get the opportunity to play with Bronny. I know he wants to. I just feel like that was too much pressure. So I just feel like Bronny should stay. Now, him entering the transfer portal, I feel like that's absolutely his choice. He probably discussed it with his family, and they decided, that that was best. I definitely don't think the NBA is his move, though.
So
Not yet.
I don't know if you've been paying attention to him though, but he has been putting out different signals that he was going to enter into the transfer portal before he announced that he was going to do it. He posted himself in a Ohio State basketball jersey. He posted himself in a Michigan. No, it was a Duke basketball uniform. He posted himself in
I probably need to start following him. I follow his dad, so I'll start following him and see what's
it
going on
might
with
have
him.
been a Michigan State. I'm not sure, but it was several different colleges, and I'm trying to think. Was this before he committed to USC? Then I was like, nah, I don't remember none of these photos. And then he makes the announcement that he's going to enter the NBA draft, and that's cool. But I got a feeling that he's not going to get drafted because he's saying that it depends on his workouts and like their predictions, like how high he's going to go. If he's going to go
Hmm.
high, he'll come out. But if he's not, probably like second round or late second round, he's going to go back to college, which I think that's going to end up happening. Now, where he's going to go, I probably say Ohio State. I doubt Duke. I think it's more pressure at Duke than was USC, but it was a hell of a guard combo he was working with. So he wouldn't have got that shine in USC like that anyway. But I could see him in Ohio State. But some people say he might end up like my man right here, coming
You
out
know
too
what?
early
Y'all reaching.
and in
Y'all
this. I'm
reaching.
just saying, if he
Is
comes
that
out
from
right
Love and
now,
Basketball, bro? Is that from Love and
yes, that is.
Basketball?
If he comes out right now, I can see his career being just like this.
Y'all doing a lot. Okay, so let me say this. Um, he is not the athlete his dad is. He
Right.
needs his own identity. And Chris Paul said it, LeBron said it. A lot of the NBA players said that when they name their kids after them, it's a lot of pressure on them. Bronny is the highest paid college athlete at
True.
6 mil, I think. Okay, so he has different reasons for working out. Other than, I mean, even if he didn't get his NIL, I mean, LeBron is his dad. His kids don't have to worry about money. Do you
No.
see what I'm saying? So he to me, what drives him, his ambition to play ball, is going to be different anyway. LeBron, it was life or death for him. He was trying to change his life and his mom's life and his family's life and generation's life, right? Bronny
Yeah.
doesn't have to do that. So I just feel like these younger kids are playing for different reasons, and that goes for Kyan Anthony. That goes for all the athletes, Chris Paul Jr. It goes for all these athletes. So they're just playing for the love of the game, period. So it just depends on how bad they want it. Do you see what I'm saying? I think I guess we'll just have to see with Bronny. We'll just have to see. They definitely have to work harder.
Shout out to Bronny. Shout out to the James family. Shout out to LeBron, especially for all the charity work that he does. That
Oh,
he,
phenomenal,
nobody
phenomenal
nobody really
philanthropist.
yes nobody
Yes.
reports enough of. But my whole thing is, long as he's healthy, whatever his dream is, if he wants to go overseas and just play because he just loves the game, cool. If he makes it to the NBA, if he goes to was it G League,
Hmm.
whatever the case may be, his route in his future, it's money never is going to be generated. I mean,
Correct.
motivated for that whatever decision he does.
Right.
So we just hope that he's healthy and he's happy. That's all
And
I
we
care
wish
about.
and we wish him the best, and yeah, just stay healthy and just be happy. His mom said that once. They said, "Well, what do you want for Bronny?" She said, "I want him to just be happy." They asked LeBron, "What do you want for Bronny?" "I want him to go to the NBA. I want to play with him." So I
Yeah.
mean, I get it. He has every right to say that. I just feel like it's a lot of pressure. That's
Now
all.
the crazy thing is, what if the Lakers give him a workout and they sign him? Well, I ain't gonna say what if. Do you think the Lakers will give him a workout? Yes. Do you think the Lakers would sign him just to keep LeBron?
you know, It's
Because he only got
possible.
like a year or something on his contract, right?
Right, right, right. It's possible, and LeBron has that pull. You know, he was sitting there with the owner, and when he was kikiing with them courtside, right?
Right.
You know, LeBron has that pull. We all know that. So, I mean, just for them to make history like that, that would be nice. Do I think they'll do it? I guess we'll have to see. You know, it's a lot of good things coming up. Like this after the play-ins, and you know, shout out to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Anthony Edwards, that's my second favorite player right now. Hey, A Town.
Okay. Okay.
You know, at the beginning of the season, he said that they're going to be, you know, one of the top teams to beat in the NBA. Nobody believed him. And although I watched him at UGA and I knew he had that potential, whoo, he came to the league and he's showing out. I mean, he's been compared to MJ on some levels. I've heard some people say, okay, he reminds me of MJ in 84, 85. Okay, that's still a compliment, but
He definitely walked like MJ.
well, let me tell you something.
It looked like him.
If you yeah, if you look at his the way he moves and the way he, you know, the way he goes up out of nowhere, he does remind you of that young MJ. Now, he said he's just playing his game. The comparisons aren't coming from him.
No.
One of the sports analysts said he called Mike. Now he said this on ESPN Sports Center. He said, I called Mike and I said, do you know who Anthony Edwards is? And Mike said, yes, I do. And he said, they're comparing him to you. And Jordan said, I do see some similarities. You can't, I mean, come on now.
Should have asked Mike. Hey, Mike, was you messing around when you played with Dominique Wilkins a couple times? Did he take you out to a club? Because
You
that
know,
might be your boy. Because
you're
I,
reaching.
I, hey, I saw a video. They did a comparison
They do kind of favor.
walking down the court, and they body. You know, Kobe said that he modeled his game and his mannerisms and everything after
Right.
Jordan. Anthony Edwards was just walking. He wasn't
Hmm.
trying. So I'm saying, if that's a reach, we all reaching at this point. Because I'm just saying, if we look at the math, it's mathing.
Shout out to Anthony Edwards. He doing his thing in Minnesota.
Salute, salute. Yo, I can't wait to get into tonight's show, but I got one more.
Okay. Okay.
Because I got to get into this. Now, if y'all checked out episode 11, it was called the Hater Edition. The Hater Edition was me talking about how Diddy is getting a lot of unnecessary hate. Now, I'm not saying that Diddy is innocent, because Diddy's more than likely probably guilty of a lot of the stuff that they saying. I don't know what. That ain't my job. But it's a lot of pile on hate. And y'all know how I feel. And I also offered Gene Deal an invitation to come on to the show and talk about some of his feelings. And I got a couple questions for Gene Deal. So if you ever come on, we gladly welcome you over here at Convo with a Boss, because I have some questions, and I don't want to slander you or throw shots back and forth, but I do gotta ask you why? Why? Like, you have a lot of stories because you was there. You could talk about. Why continue to talk about the hate? And then all of a sudden you got new stories, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
But what about the non-disclosures? What don't they have to sign those?
Hey, I'm glad you said that, because there's one thing I'm gonna bring up before we get into tonight's topic about those NDAs. Where do I start with the Diggler? Diddy has been under fire by a lot of people. It's been crazy stories. It's lawsuits. Lil Rod is saying that he's been groomed by Diddy to I guess join into sexual exploits that he didn't want to, or he refused to. So then Diddy lied to him. It was a lot of crazy stuff. He's got a lawsuit going. There's several females. Matter of fact, the young lady that got shot in the club when Sean got arrested, she's come out. She's saying that no, Diddy was the one that shot me. And I know for a fact when she got paid, she had to sign an NDA.
Hmm.
So she's violating that, of course. But at the same
Unless
time,
there's like an expiration date or something on non-disclosures.
that may be true too. But
I
I
don't
don't
know.
think so. With Diddy, I don't think so. The reason why is because it's a lot of stuff that's coming out right now. If this wasn't going on, would it come out is the question. Like, would people be jumping out the window? Because a lot of people trying to get some 15 minutes of fame right now.
15 minutes of
And
fame. Or
Oh,
15
15
milli.
seconds. Oh, they want to get that 15 milli, but it's a lot of people getting their fame, not even the milli, because a lot of people are not even trying to sue Diddy. They're just trying to hook onto this train that's a media caboose. And one person I want to talk about who is in Hot Topic. Tell me if you know this guy right here. So for
Very
y'all
familiar.
young viewers
Young
that's out
heads.
there, this is Albie Shore. So I know y'all like, he looks familiar. Well, I'm gonna tell you who his son is. His son is Diddy's stepson, Quincy. So Albie Shore is basically coming up, and he's shooting a documentary, and in his documentary, he's saying that Diddy will be exposed for what he really is, kind of blaming Diddy for some type of incident where he was in a coma. And he's also reached out and said, son, you can come home where it's safe. I have a problem
And
with this.
and he said he feels like Diddy had something to do with Kim Porter's passing.
True.
So when Diddy was raising him, where was he? When did he say, son, you could come home?
Let's be clear. Quincy is in his mid-20s.
Yes.
Quincy is a grown ass man.
Mhm.
You don't have to get on any type of media platform, news conference. That's basically what it was. And say, son, you can come home. It's safe here. You could have called him on the phone. Now, I won't say that you wasn't in his life, because there's been documented that you were, but you weren't heavily in his life, no.
Well,
But
we don't know that, but what we do know is from the very beginning, I saw a video back in the day when Justin was very, very small, and or maybe Justin wasn't in the clip with Diddy, but he said, "Hey, this is Quincy. This is my girl's son, and both of them are my son." Like he always claimed, he always claimed him. So I like that aspect of it. He never said anything about Quincy being my stepson. He always says I have however many kids, including Quincy, and I like that about him. So I don't know where all this coming from. And then be very careful when you say that, when you put allegations out about somebody being involved in somebody's death. I mean, that's his sons, his daughters. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Nobody's saying that he was an angel. I mean, whatever's going on with him is going on with him. But like, if you're saying that he has something, you're making a serious allegation that he has something to do with you being put in a coma. But it wasn't only that. What's the other big producer who died? He said he had something to do with that. Andre Harrell.
Yep.
Come on now. So did he kill everybody?
See, this is my thing. Goes back to the hate episode. It's a pile on. This is a pile on. It started, and I'm gonna stand on it 10 toes. It started when he gave Cassie that settlement. When he gave her that money, that opened the gate for all of this.
Yeah.
Now, if he'd have fought Cassie, who knows where this would be? Who knows what else? But all I'm saying is, when you opened it up, you can't close it.
But Cuddy,
you just got to go through it.
He couldn't fight her. She had some kind of ammunition. He said,
True.
let's did this. So, he had to do that. Now, what happened after that, you're right, he gonna have to deal with that. However it comes, he got to deal with it. But Cassie must have had some heavy ammunition for him. So, he had to go and pay that.
So reportedly, Cassie is also cooperating with Homeland Security and their
what I
investigation.
heard. Yeah.
It's like I said, this is crazy. Everybody has a spin to it, because when the raids happened, everybody made you think like, oh my God, did he just ran out the back door, jumped on the plane, and then he's doing the OJ? But in reality, they raided at 11 o'clock in the morning. They waited for Diddy to leave. They knew he wasn't at the residence when they raided, because they were looking for evidence. They didn't have any charges on him, because if that was the case, they would have got him in the raid. They would have arrested him. They knew where Diddy was. Like, the feds do not know where you at. They know where you at. If they know, they've been watching you for your whole pattern. They know if you walk to the store, they know what aisle you on. There's a guy walking around that you might think is the average schmo. Nah, he's working for the feds, and
right.
He's got an eye on. So let's stop that narrative. Now, there's another spin to this, because I gotta love this guy. love, hate. I love the guy, but you're gonna probably hate him. Who knows? My guy, 50 Cent. 50 Cent is on day 125 of Diddy Bash. Now, if you know 50, 50 always goes at Diddy. Um,
Woo.
and it's a business move. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's all business. Because when he was trying to sign Mace, he ended up taking Mace on tour. He ended up giving him, money, and he even put him in the studio to do some music. There was a deal on the table for Mace. Diddy said, "You give me $2 million, I give you Mace." 50 said, "Nah, that wasn't part of the deal." And Mace ain't worth $2 million with with $1,999,000 in his pocket. At the time, he was not playing because Mace was coming off of his church tour, so nobody was really feeling his music. So you got to build that brand up. And ever since, they kind of been like at odds. Like they be mutually at odds. Like they wouldn't be personal, but when this going on, 50 has a new post every single day. And to even make it more crazier, it's a lot of sides to it. So 50 Cent's baby mom, Daphne Joy, is also named in this lawsuit as far as being one of Diddy's sex workers. So 50, took it to social media and said, "Oh my God, sex worker? I never knew she was a little sex worker. Now I want full custody of my son." So she went back and she said that Diddy raped her, and I mean not Diddy, 50 raped her and all this, but there's no actual facts to it. But the crazy part about the whole 50 Cent thing is Stevie J. Stevie J said he want to fight 50 Cent because 50 Cent made a joke about the lawsuit Lil Rod has presented, saying that Stevie J was grooming him, has gay porn, all type of crazy allegations in this lawsuit. So 50, being 50, was like, "Oh, say it ain't so, Stevie J." Now 50 told. So Stevie J says, "Hey, since you think it's funny and it's entertainment, let me whoop your ass on camera, so we can all be entertained." So 50, being 50, said, "Come on." He posted a video of Jocelyn jumping on Stevie J, saying, "Come on, if you can't do nothing with her, you definitely can't do nothing with me."
50 messy.
Yes, but very entertaining. I will say,
I like 50 though.
very entertaining.
Messy though. He messy.
Where does this end? Let me take that back. When does this end is the question. When does this whole Diddy new saga? Every other week, there's something crazy that's coming out, and then it's going left. When does this all end?
With 50, never.
Oh no, that's 50. It's to like if you ever read 50 Laws of Power, in the one I think it's maybe 49 or 48. It's when it's over, keep going. So this is all just period. Like this is 50. I'm not even thinking about 50 part. I'm just thinking about when is the next curve in this whole Diddy saga come. I mean, at the end of the day, I think Diddy gonna drop an album. Me personally, I think he's gonna drop an album somewhere. He's got to.
I follow Diddy. He got on social media and he said, "Hey, I'm about to do some really positive things, and I'm about to move in a direction." I don't know what it is. It may be an album. It could be. I guess we'll have to see. It's a lot of allegations coming out towards Diddy. So, I always say, you know, they say you're innocent until proven guilty. That kind of don't work like that with us, but
Nah,
you know, I
nah.
guess we'll have to see. We have to see what unfolds because listen, if the feds are involved, they trying to collect some things, and they could have been investigating for the past 10, 15 years on you. You may not know, so we have to wait and see.
Yeah, I just wished everybody the most positive thing I possibly can wish them. I wish everybody get their money. I wish Diddy more success and he be able to rebound from uh whatever this is. I don't even know what to call it at this point. If he was fighting charges, I'd be like, man, I hope Diddy can beat them charges. But Diddy ain't even facing charges. Diddy is just, I don't know. His legacy is being destroyed right now at this point. And this is the thing, and I hate to say this, but R. Kelly was on Clubhouse, which sounds crazy when me saying this, but he was on Clubhouse this week, and he actually said that everybody that's laughing at Diddy, making memes and talking junk, you could be next. And he's 100% right. Whoever. But I will say this. Lil Boosie did say this week, yo, where's all his friends at?
I
Like,
follow
where's all the
Boosie too. I
people?
saw that.
Where's all the people that was toasting and at these brunches and parties with their glasses held high when he giving speeches, and ain't nobody came out and said nothing? Like, I get it.
They don't want to touch that. They don't want to
But
touch that.
you don't want to touch it, but at the same time, don't let that man get up out of that.
But wait a minute. So I guess if it was somebody, okay, so let's just say if they knew 100% for sure that these allegations were false. But I mean, they probably saying, I ain't touching that because I don't know. You know what I saw? I saw a clip of what's the guy? Luke.
Mhm.
And he was talking about, yeah, you know, I partied with Diddy, and the lady was asking him questions. She's like, so you partied with Diddy? He was like, yeah, I partied with Diddy. And she was like, oh, so you knew? He said, well, I used to leave early. And she said, why did you leave early? He said, just didn't stay late. So without saying anything, you know what I'm saying? Some people probably knew what was going on. Some people know it get kind of crazy. Just because it get crazy, just because he likes different things than, you know, what you would normally, let's say, you know, quote unquote, like, doesn't mean that he was doing all this stuff. But, you know, Luke said he used to a lot of stuff. He said, but I used to leave them Diddy parties early. So, you know, a lot of people don't want to touch it, Cuddy. A lot of people don't want to touch it because they don't know.
I say this. Things that was considered okay in the 90s, early 2000s, definitely the 80s. If you say you did it now, they're going to crucify you in so many different ways.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I know this show's about to get a little bit, this is about to get grown, folks. So let's be real. There's a thing called running a train. Back in the day, they used to run trains on girls, and that would be more than one guy in a room with a girl at the same time. If you talking about the 90s, it was considered okay. Hey, yeah, man, we ran a train.
But let me say, it wasn't okay, but it was done.
It was done. So my thing is this: you say that now, first thing out of everybody's mouth is gonna say no Diddy. That's the new saying, no Diddy. Instead of how everybody say pause and all this, no Diddy. So, like I said, things that was done in the 90s, because I've heard Luke also say that he used to hook up Biggie with females, and he'd be like, hey, man, Biggie be over there with 2 females and having them on. Okay, cool. Now, this is the 90s. All right. Now, right now, he probably ain't going to admit that he was in the room with Diddy and Biggie with 2 females because, like you said, nobody want to touch it. The things that was considered then okay, you went through a whole movement. Now it's like everybody want to be totally clean, and they like, hey, sign this NDA so you can't talk about nothing that I did. And it's crazy. Like, where does it go in the next 10, 15 years? What does it look like?
Who knows? NDAs weren't popular back then.
Nah, not. I don't think that they were looked at like that. Like, a lot of people probably didn't think they was that famous to even have an NDA.
You know, when I think back to Pac being in the hotel, he said he was in a separate room than his homeboys was in there with that girl, and they supposedly raped her, right?
Right.
I'm pretty sure he said to himself probably, man, I should have just, anybody that comes in contact with them, I'm not saying his boys didn't rape that girl, you know, I wasn't there. I'm not saying that.
Right.
But for Pac to have done the time, because Pac said, I was in another room. I was, you know what I'm saying? You got to be accountable for, you know, who on your team. Nobody knew his boys. I still to this day don't know his boy's name. But we know that Tupac was there. Yeah, he was in a hotel. So who was held accountable? Pac. So you just got to be, you know, very careful about the positions and the environment that your team, you know, will put you in, because it could come back years later. You see what I'm saying? How long Pac did what kind of time he did for that?
He was sentenced to like 2 to 5, but he only did like 11 months at that time.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And then we know how he got out, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it ended up being not worth it. I heard, Suge, he owed Suge a ridiculous amount of money and had to, do so many albums and this and that,
And the
So
sad part is about that whole thing, he really didn't owe Suge money. Suge went and got his money from Interscope and paid his bond. Interscope owed him 3 million. His bond was only like 1.5 or something like that. So Pac bond was 1.5. Pac got like another million as a signing bonus. All of this money basically was his Interscope money. It's a dirty game. It's a dirty game.
maybe Pop found that out because from what I hear, he was trying to leave Death Row. So,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just an outsider.
yeah. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we got a two-topic conversation. Which one we want to start with first? Let's start with well, you tell me which one you want
let
to start with.
let's start with the natural hair movement first, and then we'll gradually move into the body enhancements.
Cool, cool, cool.
Because when you
So
first see somebody, it's definitely physical. We both know that.
we're talking previously, and we were going on this the natural body, natural hair, and a lot of people are into the natural hair. The natural hair movement is been going on for a bit. You see a lot of people with their natural hair. They're not doing perms. They're not doing anything like weaves, um, locks like yourself.
Hmm.
Both of my
Hmm.
kids recently, within the last about 2 years, have locked up their hair.
Hmm.
They're on their lock journey. Um, so let me ask you, what was your motivation into natural hair? Like, what made you want to not get into the weaves and all of the perms and stuff like that?
I never was a big weave wearer. Back in the early 90s, the most I used to do with weave was like do the ponytails, slick my hair back and do like the ponytails. But I did rock a perm from when I was a young girl because I had like serious 4C. So my women know what a 4C is, the coarsest, hair it is. So my mom gave me a perm because it was just a lot for her to straighten my hair. Of course, I wanted to have, straight hair. But as I got older, I'm gonna say probably 1995, I cut my perm out and I just
Mm-hmm.
had a very, very low haircut. And I went natural for probably 10 years. And then in 1999, I grew my hair back and I started my lock journey. But before I started my lock journey, I did do a perm again. But then after that, I said, for me, I realized that the chemicals and, if they straighten my hair, what could they be doing to my body? So that was early 90s for me. So after this is my second lock journey. I had locks from probably 99, 2000 to probably 2010, 2011, something like that. Um, I just feel like our natural state is the most beautiful, and I feel like once I embrace that, it just it takes you to a different level. So for me, it had a lot to do with how I feel about myself, and that's important. So from I'll tell any woman, how you feel about yourself is how you should look like. If a perm works for you, then a perm works for you. Having natural hair is definitely not for everybody. Like in Atlanta, I can honestly say I ride the MARTA train to work. I can honestly say out of 10 Black women that I see every day, 5 to 6 of them are natural. And I love it, right? Because
Right.
for me, that means that they're embracing, the natural part of themselves. Like I'm not saying if you have a perm, you're not embracing the natural part of you. But I just feel like it's more acceptance that you don't feel like you have to have straight hair to be beautiful. Some men don't like the natural movement. Some men prefer the long weave down the back. Some men prefer all the makeup, all the big lashes. I'm not saying anything about that. However, whatever makes you feel good. I will never tell another sister or white woman or whoever, how to rock whatever you do to make you feel good, that's you. That also triggers down to the body enhancements. It's
Hmm.
not for me. But if you feel like you need a little bit more up top and a little bit more on the bottom, then okay. But what I would suggest is there's some form of acceptance that I had to come to the realization, Cuddy, that besides the contacts, like I wear contact lenses, that's probably, they're not colored, of course. And there's nothing wrong with colored lenses. I'm just saying that's a disclaimer, right? If you wear colored contacts, so be it, if you feel good about that. But I'm saying God made me, and this is just, my feelings, exactly the way I should be. So I have accepted, I do have to work out a lot
Okay.
and to keep my body together. But however you feel. So I think we wanted to talk about this because there are a lot of women that get body enhancements, and so we just wanted to. We actually want the gentlemen, and we want the women to hit us up and let us know. Do you really like the natural hair? Do you like the body enhancements? Do you like the natural hair? Do you prefer the natural body? So I'm gonna throw that back to you.
Okay. I'm gonna answer your question, but I want to stay here for one quick second.
Okay.
So I want to do a devil's advocate. Do you think that there's a lot of people doing the locks? There's a lot people are doing natural hair, but do you think that say social media or just the new generation and how they jump on fads is the reason that it's a big push, as well as the body enhancements? Just like how you start seeing on social media, a lot of the females were walking around with these BBLs, and we're gonna get to those in a second. Um, do you think that it's just like, I don't know, people actually getting to the roots and trying to take care of their body and take care of their hair, or is it like, okay, I see my favorite superstar, my favorite basketball player, my favorite actress, my favorite Arthur, whatever the case may be, they have dreads. It looks cute on them. Let me go ahead and get it. Do you think it's just more people caring about their body or following a fad?
I think it's probably, a mixture of both. And I'll be the first one to say when the Miseducation of Lauren Hill came out, that's one of the things that make me want to lock my hair. She was just so chocolate. She was just so beautiful. She was just the image of, to me, perfection, right? And I was like, oh my God, kind of find out her locks were fake. That's cool.
What? Hold on, back up.
Yeah.
For real?
They were faux locks.
I thought that was hers. I thought she just cut her hair because when she came back out with the album with no beats.
Yeah, she locked her hair, but it wasn't. Those were faux locks, and the same with
Wow.
Erica Badu. I thought Erica Badu had locks also because she was super fly to me too. She had faux locks also. So Lauren Hill went through a lot of transformations, and she said one of the things that she said it wasn't her hair. They were faux locks, and she just felt the pressure to look a certain way, to wear makeup, and blah blah blah. But like I said, how whatever makes you feel the best. Lauren Hill was one of the big reasons why I like my hair. So Gabrielle Union, she okay. So we know that she's married to Dwayne Wade.
Right.
She doesn't fit, the typical basketball wife, the way they look. And the reason I say that is because she cut her hair. She's very natural looking. And I'll also say that about Kelly Rowland too. My chocolate girls is doing it these days. Tika Sumpter. I'm just, I'm just feeling that they're just so, role models to look up to. So Gabrielle Union has a little girl, and she wants her little girl to know that it's okay for her to be natural. And then Dwayne Wade's son, Zaire, because we know it's not Zaya.
Yeah.
He said that when his dad married Gabrielle Union, he said, "Wow, brown girls are beautiful." Because now in that arena, they usually look towards the Latina or very light girl, or the that kind of
Right.
so I think social media has a lot to do with us embracing who we are. It definitely helps. A lot of people will look at locks, the way they're styled, and see certain people with them. I see people all the time on the train, and they say, your locks are they would normally not consider locks or whatever. And then they'll see somebody say, you know what, I might be able to do that. So it's a mixture of how you feel about yourself. It has a lot to do with what you do for a living, also. Some of these people can't do everything. See, in Atlanta, it's like an open market. However, your hair is, it can be blue, pink, whatever. You can pretty much go to your job like that. Pretty
Yeah.
much.
And shout out to all the people that's getting into it and then actually learning more about it, the history and how their ancestors and just period how it became this. I ain't gonna lie, I hadn't seen white kids with dreads. I hadn't seen black kids with dreads. I
Hmm.
believe, if I'm not mistaken, I was looking at a Wu Tang documentary the other day, and they had a couple Asian people that mixed some stuff in their hair and dreaded it up. So hey, a lot of people are pushing this natural hair movement and moving away from the processing of their hair and adding the weaves and it like you said, if you are into it because of yourself, you're not doing it because of somebody else, then that's the good thing. Like if it gives you confidence and you're happy,
Hmm.
if you want to add weave, then that's cool. There's nobody bashing you for that. If you want to add different colors to your hair, then do by enjoy yourself. But it's
Hmm.
for you. It's not you doing it for somebody else. Which
Hmm.
moves into the next part of that, the body enhancement. Why are you doing the body enhancement? So you ask me, what do I think, as far as like males, about the body enhancement? If I'm correct, right?
Correct.
So I think this. I'm gonna stand on this. We don't care about your body.
You see that side eye?
So
Because
no, let me speak. Let me speak. Let me talk to you real quick. I'm gonna tell you, we do not care as men. Now, when the word I said men do not care about your body. You know why we don't care about your body? Because if we into you, your body type is gonna be ever. Now, if we just like the way you look, that's something different. If we like that Instagram model, that's something different. But if we into the woman, we don't care if you gained weight, if you lost weight, if you added breast, if you took away breast, if you into this woman and she has to have breast surgery where she has to lose a breast, you're not gonna be like, well, damn, shit, I was into her, but shit, I don't love her no more because them titties gone. No, you don't do that. Nah, if she needs some motivation, if she wants to get implants and you support that, then that's something different. You supporting her because that's what she wanted to do. But you're not sitting there telling that woman, hey, I love you, but I love you more if you got bigger titties. Like, it doesn't work like that. So when I say men, that's what I mean by men. Now, let's go ahead and let's move it like this. If I'm just messing with you, or I'm just like we just hooking up, then for the most part, then yeah, I'll be like, all right, you know what I'm saying? I'm into, you got this, that, and the third. Because it draws your attention by the eyes. But half the time, and I'm gonna be honest, them BBLs look horrible. If your thighs do not match that BBL, don't get that BBL. I mean, I could pull up 100 pictures or I could pull up 100 videos on Instagram and it's women walking around with BBLs. It's black women, white women, Asian women, Latinos, all races. A lot of their legs look like toothpicks, so they look like an ant. So I'm gonna be honest with you. As men, no, we don't think that's really sexy. Actually, it look like it hurts sometimes, and it look kind of crazy. And if you go to a horrible doctor, and I've been in the airport, and I don't know where they flying to, but it ain't in this country. And they coming back, and they be laying on them little gurney carts in the airport because they can't sit on their butt. They got to lay on their stomach. And you be like, oh, she just come back from getting the BBL. But
okay,
I'll be looking at their thighs though.
okay. So with me being from Atlanta, a lot of women, because we're cornbread, Atlanta fed, been walking around with fat tails for years and years and years. So it's nothing new down here. Now, are there a lot of enhancements? Yes, but there are also a lot of people in Atlanta that ain't from Atlanta, right?
True.
I get that. You've given me your point of view. I want to know because I have a friend that says if you ain't got a big tail, the brothers ain't checking for you. Um, and I just want to some the fellas to get in the comments and let us know about that now. We not talking about if the BBL is looking shabby or not, the legs don't match. We talking about if it's A1, it looks good, you know she has enhancements. Do you prefer natural bodies to body enhancements? We want to hear about it. We want to know what you think about it. Does it feel the same? Do you see what I'm saying?
True, true,
I'm
true,
I'm
true.
very curious about that. Honestly, a lot of men that I talk to always say, "Oh, I can tell." You know what I'm saying? By just looking at it, if it's real. And I'd be like, some of them got real good jobs.
I,
Some of them got that good work, Cuddy.
I, I'm. This is my thing. I know a couple females that have BBLs. I know a
Hmm.
couple of y'all.
Did they get
I
good work?
now the ones that I personally know. I know one didn't. I know two that did. Right. One didn't. She asked me, and I told her. Now, when she first got it done, I don't know if it has to settle. I don't know if that even makes sense, but your body has to, I guess, adjust to it. So it looks more like harder and perkier, and I think it softens up or something like that.
Well, anytime you have something done to the body, it's swelling. It's a process where the swelling has to go down, and then over time, it starts to look, more natural. At least it's supposed to. So I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
really know how that goes. However, I've suggested this also. If you want to have surgery, they always tell you to have pre-surgery counseling. Because if there's something on the inside that you're not satisfied with, the surgery is not going to fix it. And you're just going to keep having surgery after surgery after surgery. And I just want the sisters to know, like, and the white women, whoever, Latinos, whoever. You just gotta. There's a part of self acceptance that, Big Lotto from here.
Right.
Well, from College Park, she say. Clayco. She say she from Clayco. Clinton County. I forget everybody's not from Atlanta. So they asked her if she had body enhancement. She said yes. She said she had some good work, and Lotto's body looks phenomenal. I will say that. But in the early videos, you can look at her. You could tell she had some work, but she got that good work done. She said if she could do it over, she would just focus on, self acceptance and, getting herself right. She said, I'm not saying I wouldn't have gotten this work. She said, but I would have focused on the things that, bothered me the most. Now, anybody can look how they want to look as long as it makes you feel right. Just make sure you're doing it for the right reason. Don't think you're going to get a fat tail and pull a baller because that's just not how it works. It's unrealistic. And then when it really comes down to it, do you really want to pull somebody because you got a fat tail?
Yeah, because you got to think about it. After a while, you're going to get old. And I'm looking forward to this because this is how I am. I'm looking forward to them years when we get about, I don't know, like 60, 70, 80. What does them BBLs look like when we get 60, 70? Of course they're going to drop. But
I'm curious, do you have to go back and get like
we don't know yet.
I want to be very, very sensitive when I say this. Do they have to like touch up the work?
We This is the part. Nobody knows yet. See, remember they was getting BBLs. They was like cutting the fat and tucking it in, right? But before the BBLs, they was getting booty shots, and they was putting so much CCs into them, and then you have to get that took out. Like you get like less took out. This is a whole different subject. Like you talking about you taking your fat and stuffing it in, and then hoping your fat like regenerates and all this other stuff. It get crazy. Then if you don't go to a good doctor, you go into like a hole in the wall and like you can pay $500 or something. You're not gonna get that good stuff. Cause I remember people was going to New York and getting what's that, fix a flat in their butts.
I did see a special on that, Cuddy, where they was going to like the back alley type people who was doing it. But what I want to say is once you get your good work done, you still gotta hit the gym.
Yeah.
You just can't think you're gonna get fine and snatch your waist and pull your waist in like 10, 12 inches, and then you eat the same, and then your eating regime doesn't change, or you don't change your lifestyle. See, that's where that pre-counseling comes in. If you want that fine, snatched body, then you've got to change your lifestyle. Do you see what I'm saying?
Right.
You got to hit that gym. You got to eat right. You got to say, okay, you know what? If I want to continue to look like this, well, so what you just gonna keep eating like you used to eat, not exercise, and then what's gonna happen to that snatched body? It's not gonna last.
Nah, it's I don't know. Like I said, if a man is into you, he into you. If you want to enhance your body because you want to enhance your body, then go ahead and do it because that's what you want to do. But don't do it for what somebody else thinks or because all this the attention that you'll get on social media. Unless
Oh,
this thing,
social
let me back it up.
media
Let me
plays
back it
a
up.
major
Let me
part
back it
in.
up. I'm gonna do something to piss a lot of people off.
Let
If
me
you got
sit
a
back.
BBL, and this is my quote. Anybody know this? I talked about this all the time. If you got a BBL, and I'm gonna be wrong if I say this, but hope I don't know what to tell you. If you got a BBL and you don't have an OnlyFans, if you got a BBL and you're not trying to get any type of endorsement or sponsorship on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook or whatever, if you have a BBL and you are not using this BBL to generate money, now let me correct this. If you got a BBL because it gave you confidence, it gave you some type of reassurance, then that's cool. But if you got all this BBL and you just going to the club and you still sleeping with the broke dude out on the street that you sleeping with when you had the messed up body, I don't know what you doing because that BBL should have been some type of I don't know, motivation to get that money that you spent on that back. Because I don't know, but I heard BBLs cost like 5,000.
I don't know, but you forgot to say if she was a dancer. She could be an exotic dancer.
And
They
you
they
enhancing your money.
yeah.
But if you're not doing that, and you just got a BBL to be at this hood club, and you still working at wherever you working at, they only pay like minimum wage, then you kind of going backwards because you spent 5,000 for what?
Cuddy, first of all, don't be talking about the broke brothers because everybody's trying to make it. Okay. Number
Hey, hold on.
two,
I feel you.
number two. If she working wherever and she want to be fine in her little uniform, making whatever, that's on her. Maybe she trying to get it too, right? She don't have to have no OnlyFans page or be an exotic dancer. Some people just want to be fine, Cuddy. Why she can't be fine for her broke man?
Okay, she want to be fine, but that goes back to what I just said. If she did
Maybe
it
he
because she
helped
wanted
her.
this,
Maybe he helped her. Y'all know you said he broke, but maybe he helped her get that 5K BBL.
but hold on. What if he didn't help her? What if he's sitting on the couch playing Xbox while she out working 2 or 3 jobs and he taking her money and saying, "Baby, go and get that money so I can flip that tax money real quick."
Cuddy, that's a tax money.
I'm just saying, hey, it's still out there. People still doing it now. They still talking about let me flip your tax money for you. It's wild. But my thing is, if you're not doing it with a purpose, right? And you're not doing it because you wanted to do this for your own self and you boosting your confidence in yourself, then what are you doing it for? Like, what are you doing it because it's a fad? Because like I said, a lot of things people are doing just because we're in a social media era where everything on social media let me do.
Right.
People running out and they're eating these hot chips and doing the hot chip challenge. People are out here doing these new
Right.
dances on TikTok. Like, so the BBLs is the same thing. It's a BBL thing. Now, what you just said, when you get older, what is that BBL? We don't know because
I
it
didn't
ain't no.
say that. You said that.
Oh,
You
excuse me,
said,
I said that, but
okay.
we don't know what BBL is gonna look like in 30 years. Like,
But I just would like to know, like, sometimes, like, when you go get LASIK eye surgery in 10, 15 years, as you get older, sometimes you have to go let them touch up that LASIK eye surgery. You know, I was
I didn't
wondering
know
if the
that.
Oh yeah. Because it's okay. So they go under the lens and then they correct some things under that. So it'll be like 2020, but as time goes on, it's not as crisp, not as clear. Doesn't happen with everybody because I have a friend that had LASIK. So, in 10, 15 years, they say you may have to come back and they may have to just touch it up or whatever if it's not as clear. So I need LASIK surgery, though. I said I wear contacts earlier. So, um, I don't know if that's the case, with BBLs. Also, I know that you have ink, you have tats, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Same thing, same thing. As we get older, that skin stretches.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna look like a big blah, you
Hey,
know,
I can't
when we
wait to
get
see
older.
against all odds be down here. I'll be like, yeah, I was against all of my odds that day. My clown face ain't even smiling no more. It's just kind of upside down. He like this, looking like he
So
got
see,
like he had a stroke. Yeah, I know,
yeah,
I know.
it's very funny that when I go somewhere in especially in the summertime in Atlanta, like Atlanta's not a real place. I said that before. It's not a real place. So when I go somewhere and let's just say if I have like something off the shoulder or something with my back out and a halter in the summer, and then people say, "That's a clean back. I got clean arms." You know what I'm saying? No ink. I have no ink at all. And I say, I just never wanted one, which is strange because everybody that you see almost has ink, at
True.
least in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about girls have sleeves, they have, so when people see me, they be like, "You don't have no ink?" I'll be like, "No, no, I don't. I don't. I just never, it's just a preference. You see what I'm saying? I
Correct.
just, it's a way of self-expression. And I just never want to ink.
But
It's
see, if you would have went out and got a tattoo because the guy that you were feeling at the office, like girls with tattoos, or
hmm
the guy up the street that you've been trying to get his attention for the last 5 years likes girl with tattoos. That would have been crazy, right?
Yeah,
Because now you're
no.
not doing it for yourself, you're doing it because of somebody else, which a lot of these females are doing because they're doing it because other people did it. They're not doing it because, okay, I want to do this because I don't have a butt or I don't have hips. Oh, that's another thing. If you're going to get BBL, get the whole package. Don't get just, let me take a deep breath.
Cuddy, I don't know. I don't know about the hip part because, if your hips aren't natural, it looks kind of strange. Do you see what I'm saying? Like you can tell real hips. And I know that,
Exactly.
the women wanted to look as authentic as possible, right? But them hearts, it's kind of hard for me to, because I ain't really had hips, but you know, you can always tell real hips. Like hips is something that's from like the 80s and stuff like that. Like women don't really have hips like that
But
no more.
but
It's
this is the thing. Like you said, good work. I can see good work when you got the hip, the thigh, and the butt combo where you didn't throw 100 pounds of butt on with skinny legs.
so what you're saying is that it has to be proportioned.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That
Okay.
way you can kind of, I ain't gonna say fool, but it blends in and it goes well. A lot of times, looking at a lot of these BBLs, and it don't be that. They just want to go ahead and get a big butt and go put some leggings on.
But who fault is that, Cuddy? I think that as black men, y'all got to hold some type of accountability because y'all
Oh,
like what y'all
of
like.
course. Of
Do you see
course.
what I'm saying? We have to be accountable for saying, okay, we want a big butt because we think that pull, you know, a baller or a six-figure dude. I really want to say a six-figure igga, but we have to we have to be accountable for what we do and how we feel about ourselves. If you were born with that, I got a girlfriend that says unless you were born with no chest or no tail. It's kind of like earlier when I said if you were born into money, you don't get, how you have to play for your life to change your
True.
family's, you know what I'm saying, situation, right? She said if you were born with no chest and no tail, she said you would never know, what it's like. So I thought about it and I said, I don't know what it's like. I just don't. Um, but again, I just feel like, women should do it for the right reasons. And then just don't put this on women because men getting enhancements too. And some of y'all need them because some of y'all just is straight need enhancement.
Hey, yo. I Okay. I like that. I like that. Now, true. There's a lot of men getting enhancements. I wish I had a picture of this one. because I've been killing them on social media for about two. Do you know who Miss Netta and Mr. Charles is?
Yes.
Mr. Charles went and got enhancements on abs. Mr. Charles has an 8-pack on a bare belly stomach in hips, not hips, in love handles. He didn't get the lipo out and get the abs. He just went and got the abs on the front. Horrible. Whoever did it, oh my God.
I don't follow them. I'm gonna have to follow them too and see what's going on with
Yo,
them.
I,
The only way I know who they are is because you know how my folks be posting that Charles, your dinner's ready.
yo,
So that's
uh,
how I know who they are. Other than I'll follow them though. I'll follow
follow
them.
them and go look at his enhancement that he got done. And I don't know why he let that lady play him to his face. Oh, you looking good. You looking good, Charles. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Wait a minute.
I seen some cats get some calf implants. That
Oh
was
yeah.
the first enhancement that I ever seen. I saw a dude get a calf implant,
That
and I
ain't the
was
implant
like,
I was talking about though.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I know. Sorry, fellas, I don't know what to tell him. Hey, God didn't bless you. Hey, just tell her. Hey,
That's
the
hard.
Lord,
It's hard
the Lord let
you
me
know,
blessed.
because you know the women will tell you in a hot New York minute. Mm-mm, mm-mm. So see, it's hard out here in these streets, Cuddy. I'm telling you, it's a
But
mess. It's a mess. It's so
but
superficial.
but let me do this. If you feeling that guy, ooh, this is a nice segue into the next part. If you feeling that guy and you really love him, he a good guy to you. He treats you better than anybody's ever treated you. He respects you. He supports you. He motivates you. He wants you to be a better you every single day, correct? Do you put up with that small package? Or do you go and tell him, hey, baby, you might want to go see Dr. Miami?
You know, that checklist, it was mighty long how good he is to me. So I'm definitely gonna try to put up with it now, but it's gonna be hard. You know, that's kind of like, you know, you got a good woman, but she ain't got that tail that you can hit, you know, in the bed and you like what you like. You like what you like, you
But
know?
it goes back to what I said about men. If you feeling that woman, if you love that woman, it ain't about what she don't have, it's what she do have. I'm just saying, because we could do it like this. If I love you and you have my baby, your body don't stay the same after that baby.
So sometimes it gets
Sometimes it
back.
do, but
Yeah.
sometimes it don't.
Well, you know, you're right.
You
And it
might not have
also,
had hips, now you got hips. You might not have had breasts, now you got breasts.
or you might not have had stretch marks and now you got a few.
Okay.
So I get what you're saying. I would just like for, you know, the listeners to put, so we got a couple things that we need y'all to holler at us about. We need y'all to tell us, um, do the fellas like the natural hair movement? We need to find out, do the fellas prefer natural bodies or enhancements? You know, Kendrick Lamar said a long time ago, show him some stretch marks, you know, on your butt, like when her, you know, in his, you know, he want to see some stretch marks on them hips,
Tiger
right?
stripes.
He
Yeah.
said it, right?
Yeah.
And then we also want to know for the ladies, if your man is good to you and you know he's trying to help you, you know, follow your dreams and he's good to you and that, but he's, how you put it?
You lacking, brother. You lacking. You lacking in that area between your thighs.
If he
So
just won, if he just wasn't born with that pop,
yeah.
then
Not
do we stay with him? But otherwise, he's a great guy. We really need to know, you know, how y'all feeling on that. And yeah, this may be something that we continue, you know.
so before we get out of here, I do have a question for you. And I would love for your answer, and then I want the ladies to answer this question too. Just like I said, you got a man that's treating you good. He
Hmm.
loves you, but he's not satisfying you sexually. He's not doing the job. How do you tell that man that you're not satisfied? And the easy answer is you got to communicate with him, but
Oh,
it's
it's
hard.
egos. It's egos involved, Cuddy. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That you got to be sensitive. I mean, because for real, let's face it, you might not be as freaky as he wants you to be either. He might like that porn stuff. You know what I'm saying? Men can be unrealistic and thinking that we're supposed to be porn stars and smacking it up, flipping it and rub it down and all that. We be working and raising kids and all that. So if he want porn style sex, a lot of times, he ain't getting that either. So it's a very sensitive subject. I would say bring it up, like, tell him what you like, or since y'all watching porn, let him watch something and, be like, babe, we should try that. But you gotta be you can't damage your man ego and then expect him, to say, okay, baby, no, you can't do it like that. It's very sensitive. You know what I'm saying? Because what if he tell you something that he was trying to save your feelings from because you said that? It's sensitive. So, my grandma always said it's a time and place for everything. So maybe, one night after intimacy or whatever, you say, babe, let's try this. And it's you just have to know the right time to bring it up, because trust me, you ain't everything he won't either. He might want another Susie in there with y'all. Now, if we're gonna be honest, he might say, all right, since we on that subject, let's bring somebody else in. And you got to be careful about them boxes you open up Pandora's. I'm just saying, it's a time and it's a place for it, and you have to be sensitive about it. So, porn is all right. Porn is all right with me. It's just a lot of times, men watch it and be thinking that, we have lives. We working. We can't do all that. Maybe on your birthday, on the weekends, on Christmas or something like that. That porn stuff. Yeah, y'all keep watching that because we ain't doing that all the time. So
so you are saying nothing but the honest truth. As men, we are really unrealistic because of how we were introduced to sex. A lot of times, men are introduced to sex through porn.
Yes.
So all you kind of know is porn, and I don't want to throw a sad weirdness on it, because lack of father figure or lack of male representation telling you exactly about what sex is, you go straight to porn, and then that's what you grow up knowing as, okay, this is sex. Then when you get with the woman that I guess breaks you in far as showing you what you need to know, because there's always going to be a woman that's going to let you know what you need to know. You start to develop who you are sexually. Now, I would say if a woman is not sexually satisfying you, you have to get to that point where y'all know each other's likes. Meaning, I know what you like. You like soft kisses, romance, you like candles, or you like your hair pulled, you like to be choked. Like, I got to know these things about you. So you got to know my quirks. You got to know a little stuff about me. And then y'all can be open to going into different realms and seeing if this is for you or if this is for you. But communication, like I said, is the easiest route.
And
sometimes
you have
it's
to
hard.
and you have to excuse my French. And this is why I tell people don't fuck fast. Because you gotta learn these people. If you fuck fast, you fucking too fast to find out what he like, what she like. And then, you have to understand that intimacy is just not the sexual act. When we want our back massaged, that means we want our backs massaged. When you get to the butt, that don't mean the massage stops. We want a massage, men. Intimacy is what happens before sex also. That's a whole
True.
nother show. We need to understand that intimacy is an act of being very, very close to your mate, and it just doesn't have to involve sex. You know what I'm saying? Intimacy is very important, and it's what a lot of relationships are lacking. Intimacy is so important, and you got to know what your partner likes and what they don't, and what they willing to try. And ain't nothing wrong with a little choking and slapping and whipping and all that. No, I'm just kidding. For real, I wasn't, but
Hey, I was just saying,
whatever your
whatever you
whatever your
into,
thing is, yeah.
you gotta, but you have to voice whatever you into to your partner. You can't wait for your partner to guess it. You can't wait for your partner to actually know what you like. You gotta be open and tell, hey, I like this.
And can I say this too, about the women who like women? Like, tell your man you like women. Just you can't just spring that on him. And some men, most men, excuse me, like that. But you might be dealing with a dude that be like, nah, I'm not sharing you. So, you have to be open and you have to be honest. These days it's no big deal for your girl to want a girl, to want a girl, to want a girl. It's no big deal. You know what I'm saying? But some men just ain't into that. So you just can't think, okay, it's gonna be me and him, and I'm bringing my girl, and you can't just spring that on that man like that.
and
Now,
that
if
and,
your man like men, you definitely, the men got to be honest with it too. If you buy, there's
true.
nothing wrong with it. It needs to be honest. It's got to be an honest conversation.
Yo, and honestly, you have to do this no matter what. One, wrap it up.
Yes,
Wrap it up.
yes,
Wrap it up.
yes.
And then two, you have to understand that everybody has a past. Everybody had a sexual partner before you. They had a sexual history before you. So don't get scared or don't get insecure about where did she learn this trick, or where did he learn, who was he doing this with before me, because he wasn't doing this before. Look, everybody got a past. You got to be grown. So
I
you got
wish
to
somebody
understand.
would ask me where I learned that. I'll say your mama. Don't come on now.
Hey, you heard it here. You heard it here with Convo with the Boss. Your mama did it first. That's all. That's all we saying. But you gotta be respectful and just have that conversation. Sometimes
Yep,
it's just talking and not with intent. A lot of times as men we talk with intent. So we talking sexual with intent of having sex. But
right,
no, you just gotta have a conversation about sex. Like, what do you
right,
think about it? What is your likes? What do you do
right,
not like about it?
right.
Why you don't like what you don't like about it? What happened in that past? That way you take all that information and you go about it however you want to go about it. But you understandably open to whatever it is. Second part, you got to be open. If you're in a relationship, you gotta be open to your partner's into certain things. So you might want to try those things because they only gonna be unhappy for so long, and then that's when it get tricky. Not saying that they're
Also,
gonna cheat, but
if you're not into certain things that your partner's into, this before y'all fucking fast, you just got to be honest and say, yo, I'm gonna let you ride with that, and be honest and tell them, I'm just not into that. You just can't act like you into it, and then later on be like, well, I really wasn't into that because he brought it to you. You know what I'm saying? These are honest adult conversations that have to be had. And then if you're not into that, or if you are into something, just be honest about it and be upfront. That way, nobody like no Jack in the Box surprises now. Come on.
nah, nah. And yo, if you need some type of counseling as a couple, go to counseling. Have
Yes,
somebody else talk to y'all.
yes.
Get these questions, because a lot of times a lot of people are dealing with questions and they don't know who to talk to. They don't know what to look up or how to look it up. Just talk to your partner, and then maybe your partner might know, or might can even ask somebody, hey, where should I go for couples counseling? And then
Hmm.
just bring it up and get help with each other, because y'all, if you really feeling somebody, you don't want to just throw a relationship away, your best friend, your partner away because you're not satisfying them sexually. That's
Because
all I'm
it's
saying.
hard. It's hard out here in these streets, and also, counseling coming from someone who's not invested in the relationship, could add a new perspective to how your partner views things. Sometimes it takes an outsider for your partner to see things differently. So, counseling is good because it had a very valid point. So, um, of course, we're talking about like relationships that you're invested in, right? We're not talking about this fly by night, whatever, still protect yourself. We're just talking about, if you're with somebody and, you're thinking, okay, she could, possibly be, somebody to build with and, grow with. It might be worth getting some counseling if y'all, going over a speed bump, or if y'all have tried to, work some things out and it's just not working. Counseling is a good start.
All right. Yo, y'all tuned into another great episode. Hold on. Before we go, I don't know if you did your homework. Did you do your homework?
I did do my homework actually. I
Okay.
did.
S-
Before I get into my homework, I want to wish all the April birthday babies a happy birthday because we did it in March
Yep.
and we're going to do it every month. So if your birthday is in April, we want to wish you a happy birthday. We want to wish you the very best. So my homework is hit it, Cuddy, while I get ready.
Okay, so back to the birthdays. Shout out to my son. Birthday is April 8th, which is
Hey, happy
tomorrow,
birthday.
which would be tonight or today when we drop the episode.
Right.
So happy birthday to Corey. Just had a couple birthdays at the end of March. I'm glad y'all getting out my pockets. My grandma in heaven, Granny. I know you up there. You up there thugging. I know how you do. My pops. Happy birthday to him and my daughter Ryan. Happy 17th birthday to her, March 20th. Yo, salute to all y'all. I'm glad y'all birthdays is done. So let's get ready for these April babies and the May babies. I know y'all coming. Hey, if y'all want y'all birthday shout out, leave it in the comments. We'll go ahead and
Yep.
shout y'all out. We ain't got no problem letting people know this your birthday. Put y'all worldwide because we got 15,256
Hey.
subscribers. So go ahead and let people know it's your birthday. So we usually do the top 3 movies that we should not redo, right? So I wanted to switch it up. I said, what about if we did 3 R&B songs that you do not want anybody, and I repeat, anybody to do? And I had to pick 3. Toy, you picked your 3.
Mhm.
Who do you got?
Okay, so ladies first, Queen Latifah. Okay,
Okay.
my first one is Can You Stand the Rain? New edition. Don't touch it.
Ooh,
That's heavy,
yes,
especially when Johnny
yes.
Gill coming in and say,
Oh,
oh, don't touch it. Okay, my second one is Adore by Prince. You
okay.
familiar with that?
Yep, yep.
Okay. When that hook comes on and he drops that beat and then you cannot touch a door by Prince. And then my last one is Dear Mama by Tupac.
Mm, you know,
Very solid 3 picks.
it's very solid. Every every pick you said, I can't see anybody trying to do.
Don't do it.
I'd heard remixes with the beats maybe, but
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
not the actual, not remaking the song. So great picks, great picks.
Okay. Okay.
All right, so my 3. Starting off, I got Lenny Williams, cause I can't nobody touch that song. Can't nobody. When I'm gonna be honest, a lot of people didn't hear that song until Kings of Comedy when Steve Harvey introduced a lot of people to that song. I'm
You're
pretty
right.
sure Lenny Williams got a lot of royalty checks after the fact. So shout
You're
out to
right.
Steve Harvey for that.
You're right. And let me say that that man said he watched TV till TV went off. See, a lot of people don't know that back in the day, like you could turn on the TV and it would just be gray with these little
Yes.
lines. So, he watched TV till TV went off because he couldn't sleep. He was just that in love. Okay.
Said he
That's a good one.
played his albums till he didn't want to hear him no more.
Okay,
You know
that's a
how
good one.
why. So number 2,
Hmm.
Luther Vandross Superstar. Now, the reason I picked this is it's 9 minutes long. I listen to this all the time. It's a special song to me, but ain't nobody touch Luther Vandross Superstar. I'd heard different songs Luther did, and people did do remakes, and I was like, yeah, I kind of prefer the Luther version. Then I found out Luther did some remakes, and I was like, yo, I like Luther version better than
Better than
everybody
the
else.
original. Can I tell you a 1 minute story about Luther doing Superstar? I
Go
must
ahead.
have been first of all, Luther was fat, so we know how long ago that was. And
Big Luther.
my parents went to a Luther Vandross concert at the Omni. I mean, that's old school in Atlanta. The
Yeah.
Omni is like a hotel now, but it used to be like a concert venue. So Luther came out with a piano and he was playing Superstar, and there was a ballerina on top of the piano, and he started playing, and she was dancing on top of on top of the piano to Superstar. I will never forget that. They couldn't find a sitter for me, so I had to go with them. And so, Cuddy, I wore glasses because I wear contacts now, but I was a little kid with my glasses, and I promise you, I couldn't breathe for that whole time because I was just in awe that it was one of the most beautiful things I have ever seen in my life. She was so graceful, but when his voice matched her gracefulness, I was just like this.
Yo,
I would never forget that. So solid pick. What you got for number
yo.
three?
Number three, I could say this about 95% of his songs, but I'm going to say it like this. R. Kelly Slow Dance. Hey, Mr. DJ. R. Kelly Slow Dance, Hey, Mr. DJ, cannot be touched by anybody else. I don't care who you is. I don't care what you're talking about. Hey, Mr. DJ, play that song. It takes you to an element when people used to go to house parties in the basement and
No
slow
shooting.
dance.
No shooting.
Hey, it would be about 150 to 200 people in a basement. Only
And
thing in that
100
basement,
degrees. And 100
yes.
degrees in there too.
And I'm talking about them concrete basements, them
Yes.
concrete, not the wood ones, the concrete basements with that pole in the middle.
And a little dirt on the ground.
Yes, yes.
Mhm,
Like
mhm.
you're not finna remake that. Like I don't see
Oh
anybody
yeah.
remaking any of R. Kelly's music. A lot of people are scared to. But even if you could, what song could you remake and do it better than R. Kelly? I
Now,
don't
when
care what they say.
we're not talking about his personal life. We're talking
No.
about him being a musician. A lot of R. Kelly's music you just can't touch. I seen R. Kelly in concert before, and he was phenomenal. Like his in concert voice. You know how you go to concerts and some of the people's songs don't sound like the songs that you
True.
hear? Not R. Kelly. It sounds like the record, but better. And so yeah, you can't touch a lot of R. Kelly stuff. Not as a musician. I ain't got nothing to do with his personal life. Not saying that I condone it, but
So
as a
so
musician, you can't mess with him.
seeing R. Kelly once, right? I'm gonna tell you the weirdest thing R. Kelly ever did. That's not anything to do with sexual. R. Kelly came to Michigan. He came to Central Michigan, meaning Mount Pleasant, Michigan. So if you know Michigan, you know it's cold, right? You know we start getting cold around September. So he came and did a concert. I think it was like late October, maybe early November. The concert was outside. When I tell you the concert was packed and sold out, outside. And people, and as a matter of fact, it rained that night. And people was out there like we was inside. They was freezing, no doubt. But he put on a hell of a show outside in the rain in Mount Pleasant. And I still don't know why they had the show outside. I don't know why. That was kind of weird because they
But
have
did he take you out of church? Because he always take you to
oh
church at his
yes.
concert.
Oh
Okay, so
yes.
see,
Oh yeah, he put that. If you want to see R. Kelly, because you can't see him now, but if you want to see R. Kelly, go look up on YouTube. What is it? What tour did he do? He did I can't think of the name of it, but he did all his hits. Go look up the tour, and it's a show that they play on BET. They used to before all this, all the time. And he went through all his hits. It's like a 2 hour show. And when I tell you, the man has hits beyond hits, and we ain't talking about the stuff he wrote. We
that
talking about the stuff
catalog,
that he man.
that catalog is crazy,
I
crazy.
I'm in tonight's show on saying this is my words. R. Kelly has a lot of stuff personally, between him and God, but musically, and
Mm-mm.
I stand on this, ain't nobody fucking with him.
Right? I mean, because we don't
Nobody.
see unless you like are a real R. Kelly fan of his music, like I am. He has written so much stuff that you write. You'll be like, wait, R. Kelly got a credit on this,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So yeah, he's a yeah, he a hella
Written for
fire. He a
some of
hella
your
fire writer too.
favorites.
Yep, yep, yep,
Some of
yep,
your favorites, and they,
yep.
like I said, and it goes back to like I like how our shows we wrap around to the front. Goes back to like Diddy. A lot of people ain't gonna stand by you when you're going through it, but they'll use you when they needed you. And just like Diddy, when he was going through his madness, nobody wanted to stand next to him, but he wrote for some of your favorites, the people that you
Yes,
don't even think. He wrote for them.
yes,
Men and women, black and
yes,
white, and
yes.
ain't nobody stood by him when he was going through his thing. So
Right. Nobody want to touch that.
nah. So yo, Toy, we had another great show tonight, another phenomenal show. Hey, we had a lot of points. So people, y'all got a lot of work, man. I want to hear some of these comments on a lot of these subjects, man. Let us know about that natural hair, natural body. We want to know about ladies. Hey, if your man ain't packing down there, would you stick through? Cause he treating you like the princess and the queen that you are, but he
Right.
ain't packing though. He lacking. Can you still stick by that man? Hey, hit us up on Facebook. Hit us up on YouTube in the comments. Hit us up on TikTok. When you see these reels on Instagram, hit us up. Leave your comments. We read them. We will let you know. And if you got a good opinion, next show we gonna read them. Next
Yeah,
show we're gonna
we
pull
will
them up.
address them.
Yeah, we're gonna pull them up. We're gonna pull them up, and we're gonna give you 15 seconds of shine. We ain't gonna give you 15 minutes or 15 million, but we're gonna give you 15 seconds though. We got it for you. So, Toy, you got any last closing words?
Of course, we enjoyed you. Keep hitting like, subscribe to us. Follow me at Toy the ATL Vegan on IG. And Cuddy, I've started to update my page. I have a page, Toy Tucker, but then I have Toy the ATL Vegan also. So I'm starting to post a lot more of that. And when I go to Phoenix to see Nikki, I am going to have her do some more work on my page. So yeah, my page is under construction, but yeah, it's up and running. So follow me and leave us some comments and we'll address them.
Okay. Y'all know how I feel about everything. Make sure y'all loving each other. But got a quick news. We're actually in the process of doing a lot of major things. I want y'all to stay tuned. Stay tuned. Make sure y'all turn that bell on for notifications because there's gonna be a lot of announcements within the next 2 or 3 months. Working on some stuff. Personally working on some stuff. We're actually getting this book together, an autobiography of myself, how I deal with adversity and fear. So it's gonna be interesting when y'all read that book because a lot of people are going to see a different insight on me. Like if you got one side of me, you're gonna see the other side. If you know this person, you never heard of this person, or you heard about this person and you don't know the connection, y'all gonna get it all in this book. I'm having a great time writing it. It was something I started just playing around with, but it's coming full circle. So keep on tuning in. I'll let you know when I'm done with it. And man, we're gonna have some fun. So
Okay.
continue to love each other. Continue to care about each other and make sure y'all hit this comments up because I can't wait to see a lot
Me
of these
too.
responses, man, because it's gonna be interesting, man.
Should
So
be a little juicy. Yeah.
Toy, thank you for another great show, like I said.
Thank you.
And we see you next time, man. Convo with a Boss. We out. Peace.
Peace.
They see me out in V like, but don't talk it all. That's really not the truth, I just don't fuck with y'all. I'm only with a few and yeah, my circle small. Or either by my Danny Ruger in my drawers. Ain't trying to be no tough guy, it's just how I'm raised. The softest niggas gangster in the mid-state. My grandma